Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly woo. So this week, our crystal is pearl. And I pulled some other cards, but I'd like to start with pearl. So its key word is purity. And what a pearl actually is, right, is a grain of sand that gets into a bivalve. And the bivalve has to create a coating around this grain of sand because it's painful to it. It's creating irritation. And through this coping with irritation, a beautiful pearl is created. This is a message in itself. In some ways, we don't need any other cards. This week, we have many different aspects in the sky that could be irritating and challenging. I mean, it's the whole fall, you guys. This is this Mars energy that I've been talking about, and I'll link those videos here, where our ambitions are thwarted, our desires are thwarted, but it's also where our inability to process our anger in a healthy way creates havoc in our life. So this is like, this period of time is really teaching us how to master our assertiveness and to move away from being aggressive. And here we have, I mean, this image, it is the opposite of aggression. In some ways, it's even the opposite of like assertiveness to me. Look at those colors. Let's see if you guys can really see that. So Pearl calls us to trust in our feelings to guide us. And this can be quite simple, as in when you're with someone, how does it make you feel physically? Does it make you feel good or not good? Even as far as something which you eat or drink, how does it make you feel? The question constantly this week is, how does it make me feel? And allowing your feelings to guide you. That takes so much trust. But basically the message is the answers are not going to be in the mind. The answers are going to be in your feelings. Now, Pearl also speaks to gifts in dealing with children. And I know for a lot of us, our children are either having, school in our homes, or there's some sort of hybrid system, whatever it is, we're interacting with our children in a very different way. And this talks about the ability to connect with them on such a healing, potent level because you have healed your own inner child. So this is a call to ask the question, where are you in relationship to your inner child? And as my clients who are watching know, we don't just have one inner child. Wherever there was a moment where you froze in your life out of trauma and fear, and that was not resolved, you had no help from the adults around you to, assimilate, integrate, and understand what was going on, there was a moment in space and time where you froze. And it's our job as adults to go back into those moments and give our inner child a hand, literally out of those frozen memories. So that's what I do with clients, and this is something that may appeal to you this week, as you may find when you start getting triggered by something that's irritating or makes you mad or frustrated, that irritation, ask the question, when was the first time I felt this way? And for some of us, it can even go all the way back into utero. And for those of us who are really in tune right now, you could actually access things that have all the way back into past lives right now. We are in a portal of time where we are able to release so much programming. And that programming could have been indoctrinated eons ago in other lifetimes. Pearl is really inviting us to feel through these ideas and to allow our feelings to guide us. It is a very feminine energy, and that is very much juxtaposed to all of this Mars energy out there. Everywhere you go, there's polarity and extremes, and Pearl is saying, can you find that sweet spot and listen to your heart and find that energy of trust and faith that not only is everything going to work out, but all of these events have come into your life to help you connect with the purity of your intention, of what you really value. New deck alert, new deck. So here, our totem this week is wolf. I'm gonna read this to you guys. Its key word in this deck is Pathfinder. Release your past and start a new journey. Let me say that again. Release your past and start a new journey. This last full moon that we had on October 1st was a massive culmination and a massive ending of a process that you've been in. So a lot of you may be feeling this like upswell of like, okay, it's time to take action, it's time to change. I just want to encourage baby steps, because really until mid-November, even though you want to make those changes and start going full force, baby steps are better, because you're still going to run into what we would consider roadblocks, which are actually just markers to help you get more specific about what you want and what direction you want to take. You are a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance, depending on what country you live in, is your secret power. You have a love that endures. Now, this really relates to this idea of pearl. It's the perseverance, right, of the oyster to coat that irritation in something beautiful. This is our message. Challenges are a part of human existence. In fact, without challenge, we can't build and expand ourselves and our identities. But the question is, how do you deal with the challenges? Are you going to create something beautiful and precious? Or are you going to let the ways that you've dealt with your feelings and emotions in the past define this present moment in the future? Because we can all afford to upgrade how we deal with our emotions and feelings, especially how we deal with anger and resentment and frustration and desire that is not met. So next card, if you get nervous, focus on service. And you know, the key word of pearl being purity. How much more pure does it get than to really wake up in the morning and ask, how can I be of service? Show me, guide me to the paths where I can be of service. Guide me to the people that I can serve so that I can make the world a better place. That's what wolf is all about. Wolf is about caring for the greater whole and standing up in leadership that is rooted in purity. So this week, like, where can you find this wolf energy? And the essential oil for pearl is anise seed. So this is really interesting because absinthe, I think, is also made from anise. And I know anise oil is used in a lot of rituals that include like psychic gifts being enhanced and, you know, clairvoyance and claircognizance being enhanced. So this brings me back to listening to your feelings, allowing your feelings to inform you which step to take. And this is what intuition is being so connected to your heart that it is like this second brain, right? And that your heart is open, so your intention is pure. And wolf is also about that pure intention to be of service to the whole wolf pack. So there's something this week that's going to invite us to take a different tack. And when we're met with resistance, when we're met with challenge, to not react the way that we have in the past. Instead, to step into our leadership, our power, our integrity, and our purity. And to ask the question, even in conflict, how can I be of service in this situation? Even with someone that you're disagreeing with, or someone that's challenging you, or someone that's trying to have power over you. How can you be of service? If we ask that question, we have a frequency shift coming for us this week. because this is a fundamental paradigm shift. To take it out of, oh, poor is me, you know, this and that, stopping this for me, and I can't have that, and I can't have this, and you just go, no, you flip the switch, and you say, how can I be of service here? This is akin to what happens when we make gratitude lists and start focusing on gratitude. So these are two key life hacks that it's taken me forever to learn. I'm giving them to you right now. Gratitude and finding a way to be of service. When you feel your worst, make the gratitude list. Speak it out loud what you're grateful for, and then find something to do that will bring help to someone else's life. It's the key to get you out of all holes. And this frequency shift, literally, we know the frequency of gratitude is our highest frequency as human beings. And when we access that, we are like impervious to darkness, our own darkness, right? That sense of self-pity and shame and guilt or narcissism, we all face that. Gratitude and being of service is that frequency shift. And the more you do it, right, the more you flip the switch, the more you make the new choice to get out of the old paradigm of self-serving and into something that's taking care of the tribe, looking after the whole. What about the community? This is what brings you out of that depression, that angst, that loneliness. So I hope this was helpful, you guys. I just want to quickly read, it's interesting, the mantra for Pearl and the antidote to all this Mars energy being salt water, right? Your tears, your sweat, the ocean, Epsom salt baths. The affirmation is, I am the purity of the ocean, the endless sea of stars and breath of the lotus. Now, I read that to you because right, that's kind of lofty and, ooh, sounds good. But work with this week. Write it down and say it out loud a couple of times and see what comes up. Again, I am the purity of the ocean, the endless sea of stars, and breath of the lotus. So I also want to encourage you, the essential oil is aniseed, but also lotus, to have lotus tea. I just got some at the Indian Sweets and Spices here. Lotus tea, incredibly calming. Blue lotus oil opens up your psychic gifts, your intuition, your ability to connect with your feelings. Now also, Pearl is ruled by the energy of Kuan Yin. So she is the Lady Buddha, so to speak, right? The female Bodhisattva. And I would also encourage you guys, if you are in situations where you're having a hard time having compassion for yourself and others, say the other side, then look into Kuan Yin and her energy and her story, her life. Because this is very much like the story of, you know, Jesus, where someone was persecuted, and she rose above it and was able to find compassion for those people and those forces that were against her and wanted her death. So if they can do it, we can do it. To find compassion for those who don't agree with you, for those who have opposing beliefs. Who are we to say we are right? It's just our opinion. So we can hold an opinion, but that doesn't mean that we're right. And to have compassion for that human condition, that we don't have all the answers. We don't really know where we came from. We don't really know where we're going. We can have faith and trust, and that's what this pearl talks about. But even our faith and trust can't be proven to other people. And so to have compassion with yourself for what you hold true for you, but to also hold compassion for others and what they hold true for them, which is inevitably going to be different from you. Even if, say, you're of the same religion or of the same political party, no two people believe those same exact concepts, precepts, and dogmas. It's just not possible. So we have to go deeper. And in some ways, we have to go higher to a higher perspective and deeper into more acceptance as we pass through this very dynamic, fiery portal we're in, really until January. Thank you all so much for viewing. As far as client sessions are concerned, October is filling up very fast because I have limited time now. So a few slots are left open, but then the waiting list is going to be started. Please reach out to me, info@thegoodwoo.org, if you'd like to go on that list or book one of the last slots. Also, if you have any questions about the material that I've set forth in this video, please comment. Thank you for all your likes, your subscribes, and your kind and wonderful messages. I love you all. I love doing this, and I look forward to next week's Weekly Woo.